And welcome back aboard Blur Force One with your boy Mo and your girl Polly. And this is the Supercast. The Supercast where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture media. That's movies, TV shows, video games, comic books. We talk about the news and do some speculation, all of that good nerdy stuff. And before we get into the podcast today, you know what to do. Get down there and hit like on this video. So sorry we were gone last week, y'all. Unforeseen circumstances, aka house guests, and also I just didn't feel like I didn't feel like doing a podcast last week. But we're back, y'all. Thanks for coming back and joining us this week on episode 229 of the Supercast with superhero. Spring is about to turn into the superhero summer. Again, superhero summer 2026. So we are in the midst of what is it? Daredevil Born Again. We got the finale of that. The Boys is getting to the end of its run. We got Punisher next week, and then the week after that's crazy to say. I think we're getting Spider Noir, so quite a lot of stuff going on if you are a superhero fan. Good times for everyone involved. But before we get into talking about more of the superhero stuff, you know what we got to do? Let's say what's up to our resident Reed Richards truther, comic book aficionado, and just all around cool blur. And that's, of course, is Polly. Polly, how you doing this week?
That, of course, is me. I'm doing great, thank you. Well, I was thinking you know, it's great to be a superhero fan. It's not so great to not be a superhero fan this summer. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just have
we
to be
wouldn't know.
happy. You have to be happy with other stuff like this
But
summer's actually this summer's movie offerings are kind of cool. I think so. I've got a lot of stuff going this week. I've
I
looked
don't
at.
know.
I don't know. Are you?
I,
Are you?
I I'm gonna watch like in the theater. I'm only gonna watch superhero stuff and
Hmm.
maybe Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe
Mandalorian Grogu is. I got my tickets for that.
I don't
Uh,
have the tickets yet, but like I'll
yeah,
get there.
I think I got my ticket for that already. I what is it? Because summer movie season is really gearing up right now. So I actually went and saw two movies yesterday. I did a double feature of The Sheep Detectives and Mortal Kombat 2, which was fun. That's a Mortal Kombat 2 is a fun movie. It's exactly what it should be. It's not high art. It is a bit cheesy. I enjoyed it. I think it's a very fun time, especially uh, there's a character that comes back from the first movie, and he's very funny. But the fighting is really good, so you guys should go check that out. I'm debating on whether or not to do more in-depth review, but look, it you get exactly what you're expecting, and I'm hoping that Street Fighter 2 has the same mentality and energy as this movie because look, you can don't think too hard about this. It's people doing ridiculous things in ridiculous places, and if you try to take it too seriously, it's not going to work. So they don't do that, and it's good. Sheep
They
Detectives. Oh, go
like
ahead.
both of this moment movies are coming out this year and
Yeah,
like
yeah, they're both coming out this year, and
okay.
if they embrace what the movies and the properties are, they will do well. If they try to be too fucking serious about it, they will not do well. That seems to be the video game thing. If you embrace what they are and like kind of capitalize on the goodwill towards them, good. If you try to do anything more than that or less than that, you're done. So we'll see. I did also see the Cheap Detectives that Hugh Jackman's in it. He's really the main. He's the biggest star in it. I guess you could say. Emma Thompson's also in it. She's very in a small role. But it's mostly about some sheep who have lived their whole life listening to their shepherd, played by Hugh Jackman, read them murder mysteries, and they're in the English countryside, and then their shepherd gets murdered, and they got to figure it out. Y'all, it sounds silly as hell, but it's a really good movie. You should go see it. It's a cute little like English countryside mystery where the detectives happen to be a herd of sheep, and then it sort of transcends its material a little bit. when it talks about it. There's a certain themes of like belonging and being who you are, who you're meant to be, and all that. It's a very good movie,
The
in
sheep.
my opinion.
They meant to be sheep.
Yeah, the sheep are actually
It's not that deep.
they're very well they're very well animated, and they have a lot of personality, and there's just like a bunch of funny and interesting things happen in the movie. I recommend you go see it. I think it's a good time. Um, Beyond that, I don't know what else have you been doing that's nerdy. I mean, I don't
Playing
have a
Marvel.
bunch of stuff, but I've been doing stuff.
I've been playing Marvel Rivals, of course, and like doing old regular stuff. I kind of didn't read anything. Like I did finish Black Panther, but I talked about that already, I think. So I'm not really gonna do an in-depth review of Priest Black Panther, and I started the next run. I'm also gonna talk about that later when I finished it. When I finish it, because I'm sure what to say yet. It kind of starts like forgetting everything that we know.
Are you talking
Starts
about
from a blank page.
are you talking about
Uh,
Reggie Hudlin's run?
yes, yes.
Oh, that's the one that there's about half of no, I'll say about a third of the MCU Black Panther is Hudlin, and about a third of it is Priest, and the rest of it is Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah,
there's a good like melding of all of
yeah,
that.
but at the same time, like it does take everything that Priest created and that everything that was created before him and throws it there is that. But well, Marvel Rivals, of course, yeah, I've been doing great there. There is this new PvE mode, which I
Hmm.
not a fan of. Not
Hmm.
a fan of PvE in that game because it's like complicated, and it's a lot of grind and a lot of you know images
Right.
and fast movements. Not my thing. Uh, what else? What else? What else? Did I read something? Did I watch anything? Well, I don't think I've watched anything.
Mm.
Mm, that's bad. I should watch them.
No, I look. I feel your pain. Well, I'm the same way. I told my daughter I was like if I didn't watch stuff with you, I wouldn't watch anything because like I'm so absorbed in like the season and like I'm outside a lot. I was just outside today, tending to a garden and yeah, touching grass is like it's time consuming. That said, I did watch some stuff. As I mentioned, I went to the theater and saw um, the Sheep Detective in Mortal Kombat 2 yesterday, but last week, um, I'm sorry, was it last week? I went and saw Michael, which uh
Oh yeah,
is
I
very
wanted to see
good.
that.
It's very good. Um, but it's a little. Let me say it's like what if a greatest hits album was made into a movie for and you take that for better or for worse. Are you there for hard hitting in-depth knowledge about Michael Jackson? Sorry, you're not getting that. You're going to get some stuff, but not you're not going to get all that. Also, it stops around the Bad tour, which is like 1988. So all of the later salacious shit that you might expect them to talk about, they do not talk about it in this movie. But it essentially about like how Michael rose from being like a really well known, you know, R&B, artist from the late 70s into like the icon he is later and kind of his personal struggles. Some of them, not all of them, in the 80s. It's good. Look, if you're a fan of Michael Jackson, go see it. If you're not a fan of Michael Jackson, but you know more or less who he is and you've heard some of his songs, also go see it. You'll get a kick out of it. If you're there to see them uncover crazy details and stuff, that's not this movie, and you're not going to get that. And it's doing quite well, so good for them. Also, continue watching Bel Air with my daughter. Finished Abbott Elementary season 5. Ended off great. Great season 5 finale. Love that. Love that show. Started watching Stranger Things Tales from '85 with my daughter. Watched the first 4 episodes. Let me tell you something about that show.
Wait.
Yeah,
Is that a different show?
it's the animated show. It
Oh,
takes place between season 2 and season 3. And that's a problem because some shit's happening, some upside down shit is happening in it, and it's never going to be mentioned outside of this season of the show. They introduce a couple new characters that we never hear from in the actual show. So how they make all of this make sense is wild to
like
me.
Agents of Shield.
Yeah, it is very much. It's like you know how it Welcome to Derry, it's kind of like it's a prequel, and it sort of makes sense of things, but like you never hear anything talked about later, or they mention some stuff that's talked about in the book and the movie, but you know they kind of dramatize it. This is like worse than that, because I mean not worse because I like Welcome to Derry, but it's worse because it does not you're thinking to yourself while you're watching this, how does this work? Because like we've never heard of either any of these people, and they never mentioned this monumental shit that went on between the seasons. So like, how do you square that circle? But otherwise, and also some of the voice acting is a bit weird. But hey, I'm enjoying it. It's a good little distraction.
Is the cast the same as in the main
No,
show?
no,
Oh,
they can't afford those
so they're
guys.
too big for
They
that, right?
they can't afford them. Also, the last thing, I saw The Devil Wears Prada for the first time. Can't, if you can believe it,
Do you like?
it's almost 20-year-old movie. I'd never watched it the first time. It was cool. I liked it. Um, it, I'm I'm
Who was
going
the worst in that movie?
in that movie. Who's the worst? I mean, Miranda's got to be. She's literally the devil. So like like she
Well, did
pretty
she wear
much
Prada? I don't remember
she
actually.
wore a bunch of stuff. I my favorite character was Nigel. Just really liked him as a mentor figure. Uh, I Emily Blunt playing Emily. I liked her, even though she was a real B.
You
But
know, I rewatched it recently, and I think my favorite part was actually looking really closely at what Miranda was wearing, and
mm,
like how you dress like that, and you still like tell everyone to dress some kind of way. No, she was wearing some crazy shit.
I did it. I mean, there are some I think some aspects of the movie I'm just like, yeah, okay. There's a there's almost a celebration of elitism in there that I didn't care
Yeah,
for. Um, but I did. I mean, I like Anne Hathaway. It's always funny they try to make Anne Hathaway not look beautiful, and I'm like, no, you can't do it. Like it's impossible. I remember in Princess Diaries they were like, "Oh, look at this."
yeah.
I'm like, "Get the hell out of here." I see her. I'm not stupid.
Look at this ugly girl in glasses with the curly hair.
She's got let's frizz her hair up and put glasses on her, and like, you know,
She's
give her the
ugly.
wrong shade of makeup. Oh no. I'm like, get out of here.
No, I mean the wrong shade of makeup would do that to a person, but
No, it's
people from Devil Wears Prada should think about that because they all wear the wrong shade of makeup.
I loved
And they criticize Andy for the colors that
yeah.
actually look really good on her.
Oh, that for sure. Emily, I was watching it and I was like, I hate Emily Blunt's makeup so much right here. And I was like, I know
It's
it was the
brown
style and
and black.
everything. It was awful. Like that, she, and when they finally made her up when she was in the hospital, I was like, there we go. Like there's Emily Blunt that I know and love, not whatever is happening right here. It was wild. Like I hated it. But like, I mean, it was. I liked it. It's a good
You
movie.
know, she would fit in right in a hot topic, I think.
It was crazy, but and I remember it was a
Surprisingly,
time.
they think that like high fashion is all dark eyes and black and
Yeah,
brown.
that smoky eye
So
shit. Well, I was like, how dare
that
like
is not smoky eyes, as far as
or
I
what
remember.
whatever
I'm not
they were
sure.
doing.
I'm not good with makeup.
They were doing crazy stuff with her makeup, and I was like, y'all have Emily Blunt here, young Emily Blunt. Like she's. I mean, she's everything you want, and y'all are doing all this crazy shit with her. Stop. It's why.
I'm glad that time is over, and you know, I'm hoping that this second movie will not bring back to the surface all those brands and all those like elitist bullshit that comes with them.
Well, I don't think it's gonna. I think it did well. I don't, but I don't know if it's gonna be a culturally relevant. This is a different time. Like a movie
Mm-hmm.
can movie hitting it the way Devil Wears Prada does. I don't think the same. It'll do the same way now. We'll see. I'm gonna watch the second one soon, and I'll let y'all know how I feel
Yeah,
about
me
it.
too.
So that's pretty much all of my nerdy stuff. I do have something fun to do, which is nerding on a budget. Yes, in the last 2 weeks, I did spend some money on things. This is gonna
That
be
damn budget is just limitless at
yeah.
this point.
Well, I mean, I have at some point I'm gonna have to pay for these things, but until that day, anyway, I just got a couple things really quickly. We're gonna run through it. um, thanks to Ross, got some new things. I got a this
I
is
know that guy.
yeah, Grief Karga from Mandalorian. This is I actually have one of him already. So this is the second one of him that I have. Uh, it's pretty
The
cool
same
looking.
one or like a different
It's
one?
a different one. The other one this is Magistrate. So this is after he gets like official. The other one is when he's just like a you know, what do you call it? A local problem solver guy, where you go to him and he can connect you to people, whatever it was, to like the Mandalorian in season one. So, because remember, he was the one that gave Mando the job to go find the child. So that's the one I have. Also, look at this guy from the Acolyte, Basil the Tracker. Remember him? Uh,
Mm.
he's a paid snitch, y'all. Anyway, that was really cool. These are both. I think they were like it was. I think it was one was $8, one was $9. So those were good finds. I found those actually when I was out of town, and I happened to go to a Ross. So very cool stuff.
Had to go. Like you didn't have it like tagged on the map.
well, I
Happened
mean
to go.
they
Just
were
walked in
nearby.
randomly.
They were nearby. And when I go out of town, I find a Ross and I'll see if they got good stuff. So. Uh, good stuff there, and my Star Wars Black Series collection is growing. I think it's up to 36 figures now. That sounds about right. Um, only two of them or three of them are out the box, and I hate that those three are out the box, but they are. So, anyway, that's all my nerding on a budget for the week. But we are gonna talk about some news. Yes, some things have been happening the last couple weeks. Um, we're going to talk about the loss of Gerry Conway, a kind of a comics legend, really. My Adventure with Superman drops a poster for its upcoming season. And unfortunate news in the boys universe, for me at least. We're going to talk about the Spider Noir trailer, and then we're going to review the boys season 5 episodes 5 and 6, and also Daredevil Born Again episodes 7 and 8. That's the finale. So we got a lot to talk about. Let's I guess just jump into it. A lot of stuff. So all right, you ready to go?
Yep.
All right, let's get to it. So first, we're going to kind of pay some respects to comics legend Gerry Conway, who died at the age of 73, which it's kind of that's kind of young to me. I mean, yeah, 73. Like my dad is 77, so I'm like that's a bit young. But Gerry Conway, he got his start in comics quite early, actually. Um, he took over, if you can believe it. He took over as the main script writer for Amazing Spider-Man right after Stan Lee. Like he was the person who took over ASM after Stan Lee at the age of 19. And I think he did like a 50 issue run, and he killed Gwen Stacy. So he did the death of Gwen Stacy, and he introduced the Punisher. And then he went on to have like a very consequential career in comics. I mean, he rose. He was a Marvel editor in chief at one point. He also worked for DC. I mean, he co-created Firestorm. He co-created Vixen. He did runs on Fantastic Four. So I mean, let's see what else he also did. He did Batman. Like if you look up his writing credits, very consequential. And for started at a very young age. I think the only person who maybe have started any younger than him in the comics industry was probably Jim Shooter. Because remember Jim Shooter, he started writing for Superman and Legion of Superheroes when he was still a kid. So, but still a young man in the industry. He did, co-creating the Punisher. If that's all you ever did, that's a lot, right? But taking over on ASM after Stan Lee, that what shoes to fill. But yeah, he passed away. I think it was last week, age of 73. Um, did you like? Have you read any of these comics? Because I know I've read some of his comics. I mean, I couldn't call out the specific ones, but I know I've read some of his comics. I know for sure I've read some of that ASM because I used to read reprints of old school Spider-Man. So I don't know. Did you read any of his comics?
I mean, probably definitely because it's fantastic for Batman. That would definitely like cover some of his works. It's always hard for me to pinpoint exactly what issues most of these writers did. Like I know that it's a huge legacy, and you don't always follow though which issues they wrote, because sometimes they would write like 3 issues in the middle of a run or something like that,
Right.
or when the run is switching writers. Like there is no I don't remember that there is a specific Gerry Conway run on Fantastic Four. I mean, if he wrote several issues or something, then I definitely read them. But in general, like creating characters such as Punisher, it's, well, first of all, depending on how old he was at the time, it's kind of scary. Quite,
he
quite
was
a character
he
to
was
create.
young. He was young.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, very radical. That actually makes sense because young people are usually more radical than older people. But still, yeah, it's a huge legacy. It's a big loss. So.
Yeah, I mean, he was my understanding. Here's the great thing is, apparently he was a good dude. Like at least as far as the people who knew him, they people talk about him being at conventions and like just being really personable and like the other comics professionals had nothing but good things to say about him. Um, and look, he's got a lot of writing. He's got a lot of writing and creating credits across many publishers. Like if you look at his Wikipedia, it's a lot. So obviously
Well, still,
he had a big
yeah,
footprint. Being Marvel editor in chief is something. I
yeah,
mean,
and
that's
he actually wrote the Fantastic Four for a year, so
yeah,
definitely read that.
and apparently he's got some screenwriting credits. So I'm looking through here on his. I mean, he wrote for. Oh my gosh, this is okay. This is wild. I'm not surprised. He wrote for GI Joe, the cartoon.
Oh,
And
I
Transformers
never read that.
again. Not surprising me. He wrote Conan. Did he write Conan the Destroyer, the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger from '84? That is wild. He wrote for My Little Pony. Crazy. All right. Here's one you're not gonna believe. The Father Dowling Mysteries. Holy shit.
I don't know what that is.
That's like an English like murder mystery where thing where the main character is a like a vicar or something like that, and he's solving murders. He wrote for Matlock. Wild. He wrote for a couple episodes for Batman the Animated Series.
That
Uh,
makes sense.
he wrote an episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series. Let's this is crazy. He wrote for Hercules: The Legendary Journeys. That's the Kevin Sorbo one. He's written episodes for Law and Order: Criminal Intent and Law and Order Diagnosis Murder. This guy was all over dude was putting his pen to all sorts of stuff that you've seen. This is I didn't even know that. I'm just like scrolling through here just to see like okay what did he do? He's got a ton of stuff. Okay, my guy spent look if you're gonna be a writer, he wrote. He was a writer. He was writing. So that's cool. I love to see that. Well, Gerry Conway, apparently he had a full creative life. I think he should have been here a bit longer, but we're lucky to have him. I mean, the death of Gwen Stacy and Punisher. If that's all you did, holy shit! But he
At
did.
least that's one death that didn't get reversed. The Gwen Stacy one.
I mean, Gwen, Spider Gwen. But
Yeah, well,
anyway,
still,
uh,
technically, quite technically.
I mean, I'll give him that. He like of all the only person who's not gonna get who the only two people will never get like really return from the dead is Uncle Ben and Gwen. You can't do it. Neither of them are allowed. Not really. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, rest in peace. And you guys let us know how you feel about his work. Um, another real quick thing we're gonna talk about. My Adventures with Superman. It is imminent, and they dropped the first poster for it. It is Cyborg Superman, which
Looks scary.
if you remember from the end of last season, was very much teased because Hank Henshaw. Remember he was the fighter pilot. He got his plane blew up. When they were fighting like what's his name, Brainiac, but his plane got blown up, but he wasn't dead. We knew he wasn't because it's Hank Henshaw, and Hank Henshaw's claim to fame is he's Cyborg Superman, and he fucking hates Superman. So clearly, we're going to be getting that. We also got the date for it, which is June 13th. So that's a little more than a month away from now, and we got the confirmation that Jessica Cruz is going to show. That's your Green Lantern, right? Uh,
No.
oh, who's your Green Lantern? Not her.
Jaw.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the Far Sector one. But
Yeah.
Jessica Cruz is going to show
Jessica
up.
Cross is also pretty cool.
She of course we know is going to be in My Adventures with Green Lantern, which they are still actively working on. I believe they're writing scripts now, but I don't think it's expected to be out until next year. But in the meantime, we are going to see her first appearance in this season. So I'm excited. Look, I've even seen people finally like getting on board this train. Like, did you see that somebody on social media was like they were criticizing Clark's ice breath or whatever or beam from My Adventures with Superman, and people were jumping on them like hey, go read a comic book or something. So at least people are starting to actually get into this after 2 years. It's almost 3 years of us being like, people, this show is amazing. Like, y'all need to watch this. Like, I feel like we've been beating this drum since it came out, and like people are they're starting to get it. And I may say maybe Superman, from last year, maybe that's a part of it because people want more of that. I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, how excited are you for this new season though?
I can say that it's my favorite show, animated show, because my favorite animated show that's coming out right now, well, soon is X-Men 97. But I'm
Right.
excited for this too. I can say that I jumped on board of this train right away because I think I started watching it around season 2,
Hmm.
and it's fun. It is a little more like
It's anime.
probably created like more for children,
Right.
kind of a little more childish than I would prefer personally, but it's still good because kids deserve Superman. Mm, So it's still a great show, and I enjoy it really a lot. So I'm gonna be happy to see the next season. Unfortunately, I kind of forgot what happened in the previous season again because I had to wait a year.
Right.
Uh, so yeah, gonna have to catch up, like to restore it
Yeah.
all. I mean, I wish they did like a recap or something that would cover it.
Probably. The best thing to do for that is I find every episode has a recap of the previous episodes. So just watch the first minute of every episode, and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's what happened. I remember. That's how I do it
Yeah.
with Netflix shows that are like a year and a half or 2 years between seasons. I just watch the the recaps at the beginning of the episodes. That gets me right. Either way, this look, all we got is that we're probably gonna get a trailer in the next couple weeks, and to get us hyped up. But I don't need any hyping. I'm already down with this. This is a great show, and I just want to see what they do next. So we'll check that out when they drop that trailer. Um, something that's not going to be getting a trailer ever again. When this made me very, I don't want to say upset, but I was like, God damn it! As soon as I saw this come across my feed, I just wanted to throw my phone because Gen V got canceled. To me, very unceremoniously. Apparently, I guess the second season ratings started good, but they fell off dramatically or whatever by the end of the season. So, they just don't want to spend the money on it anymore. Um, and I suspect that's because the boys is ending, and I think it's ending not next week. Is it next week?
I think they have 2 episodes left.
Yeah. So no, in a couple weeks it ends. So like the momentum behind the boys is kind of slowing down. Um, also, the Gen V characters aren't in this show like we thought. Like we thought they were going to show up. So far, not a peep. All we've heard about them, we haven't actually seen them. And as somebody suggested, there's not really any more story to tell about them because they're not in college anymore. And once Homelander's gone, what's the conflict? Um, which is fair, but that doesn't mean I'm not bothered by this cancellation because I love this show. Actually, I I would say in a way I sort of like it about as much as I like The Boys, but for different reasons. Um, partly because look, taking Homelander out of the equation makes the show like somewhat more bearable because like a lot of Homelander's presence is like just constant tension, and I don't need all that shit. But it is kind of fun to watch a group of heroes that aren't under pressure like that all the time, and they're dealing with their own growing up, but also crazy conspiracies and stuff like that, and learning to deal with their powers and stuff. I like the show a lot, and I kind of hate that they decided to not go forward with it. Um, how you feeling about this cancellation?
Honestly, I thought that it ended. I
That's fair.
really thought that it ended, and I thought that like the characters would move on to the boys, and we'll see them in the final battle or something. But then I was really surprised when I learned that it's canceled because I thought that it was obvious.
Right.
It's,
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
see
be.
that. I can see that. I mean, if it
The
had to
story
end
was
there.
pretty much over. The issue that they had that they needed to solve was over. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, I think the problem is that they built up Marie so much and then just like nothing, right? They built her up to be not quite an equal to Homelander, but like in a way an equal to him, like in a certain way an equal to him. And then she's just nothing. And they're just not going to follow up with it because I think if Homelander's gone, what's the story? And that's a reasonable
Not gone
question.
yet.
I mean, you could ask the same like about Harry Potter, with with Voldemort gone. What's the conflict? It's just some kids at school.
Oh, the
Yeah,
writer being a shithead.
yeah. I don't know. I don't I hate that this is happening mainly because I think we'll never see the characters again, especially because the upcoming boy stuff is Vault Rising and the Boys Mexico, and there's no reason for them to show up in
The
either of
boys
them.
Mexico?
Yeah,
I
that's
keep forgetting about that. Like,
yeah,
what's the point?
yeah.
What are they gonna do? Same thing but in Mexico? Or is it just the same group but in Mexico on a vacation?
I think well it'll just be I hate to be stereotypical, but what are the
They're gonna
chances?
have a yellowish tint on every
No,
uh,
yeah, everything's gonna be
the
sandy.
street,
Everything's gonna be, and there's
and Mexican music is gonna be
and
playing.
yeah, and there's gonna be like the cartels are just gonna have superpowers. That's probably it. It's just gonna be narcos with superheroes basically. Probably. Well, who knows? Um, but yeah, this sucks, but if it had to end, it ended in a good place, so that's fine. But well, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll give him a good send off in the season finale. Probably not. Um, so we got a trailer. We got a really nice long trailer for Spider Noir. Almost about 2 minutes long. They showed it in black and white and in color, so you can pick your poison, so to speak, um, for which one you prefer. I'm going to say black and white, but I looked at the color trailer. It looks pretty good too. Um, and there was a lot, like 2 minutes. There's a lot on display. They showed the villains. They showed all. I what was it? Tombstone and Electro, Sandman, and I forget the other guy's name, but it's not Pyro, but it's some Molten Man. I think is it it is. Also, we see Brendan Gleeson as Silvermane, which is really cool. And we saw actual action. Uh, our guy is flipping around and swinging, and he's got organic webs for all you people that love that. Um, he's you know he's an older Spider-Man. I think his name's Ben Riley, not Peter Parker. So he's an older Ben Riley, and he's been out of action. Now he's got to get back into the game. And I believe we saw Black Cat too, even though we don't see her in any suit or anything. I think it looks pretty good. It's my expectations. I don't want to say they're low. They're not low, but like I love the character. I like the comics. I liked when he was introduced in the Spider Verse crossover in the comics. I like the Spider Noir comic. I liked him in Into the Spider Verse. I'm a big fan of Nick Cage and his antics, and there seems to be plenty of that. I don't know. They pretty much gave me everything I wanted in this. So like
Mm.
I'm hyped. I don't know. Am I overhyping it? What do you think?
Wow, some of this, uh, I I kind of forgot that I saw that. I forgot that it was out the trailer again because a lot of stuff is going on, but it does look very Batman-y kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and it does look a little bit campy.
Yes.
And I hope that they're
Yes.
not trying to do it way too serious. Like, it's like the Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter that you talked about before. If they're not going to try to make it way too serious, or they're going to play the seriousness with a bit of self irony, uh, then it's going to be fine because it does look interesting. It does look kind of like it looks more like an animated movie
Yes.
than it does uh, than it does like an actual live action film. Uh, and I think that could be a good thing for this movie. It's a show, right?
Yes, it's a show.
Yeah,
Which they're dropping all at once, but yeah,
yeah.
Batman the animated
Oh, it's a
series is
movie.
yeah, Batman the animated series is actually a really good call. Like it's obvious that that's what they're leaning towards, that aesthetic, and
Yeah,
they
but
should be because of the time period and
yeah,
everything.
exactly, and not just because it's the time period, but because of the whole aesthetic of that show, and because it's kind of the definition of what we want to see in a superhero thing that is set in a kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, like
noirish
the
noirish
30s,
setting.
Art
Yeah.
Deco, all that stuff's
hmm
going on. Um,
Except I see that they have a little bit of Art Deco vibes, but not enough for me. I would prefer more, way more. Really big fan of that style. Mm, but in general, yeah, it does look cool. It does not give the it looks, black and white, yes, but it doesn't look old enough. So that would be my complaint if I had any. I would prefer if it looked kind of like Werewolf by Night, because they
Right.
did a really good job in achieving this look that felt genuinely old. This could benefit from that.
Yeah.
But it's a different studio, so figures.
That's true. I mean, if they're going for like Humphrey Bogart, Casablanca style, that old,
Mhm.
North by Northwest, that style. Do some of the
Has to be a
old,
little bit
yeah,
grainy.
yeah, a little grain.
Can't be that crisp.
And I will say the color one is grainy. Like when you see the true color, whatever they call it, one, it is actually it does have the grain on it.
Yeah,
Um,
but the black and white for some reason looks absolutely
it looks
crisp.
a little too
Looks
crisp.
jaded.
I
Yeah.
would I would love to see them do some some of the stylistic, like the wipes, the scene to scene wipes, or I've saw some of the camera angles are good. I like the aesthetic of how they're placing the camera and how it's following the action. So look, I have high hopes for this one. I'm trying to temper my expectations, but like they're showing me good stuff. So very excited, and I hope it's good. So we'll see
Uh,
next month, I guess.
yeah. One question I do have though, and I can't place that black guy in the in the trailer. Where have I seen him?
Ah,
He looks so familiar, and I
he
can't place him.
the thing he was in The Great season 1. I remember that. Um, but
I
which
haven't seen
if you
that.
hadn't seen The Great, he was he in I'm trying to remember if he was in the Lord of the Rings show. Um,
No, I haven't seen that either. Oh my
uh,
God. I think the
the
new girl.
Okay, but I've seen him in other
Yeah.
things. But I liked him in The Great, but he was also, oh, you know what he was? He was in I remember seeing him in that A Christmas Carol one with Guy Pearce, like the really dark and gritty one that Guy Pearce did.
Oh,
And
don't think I've seen that.
he played like he played like a demon in hell that was making the chain for not for Ebenezer Scrooge, but for Jacob Marley. Yeah, there's among other things. He's a British actor. He gets good work. He gets work and good stuff. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on this, and it should be coming up pretty soon. We'll check it out then. So it's time for us to do some reviews. The Boys, season 5, episode 5 and 6. We're catching up on the one we didn't review last week because we weren't here, and we're reviewing this week's episode. Um, I think they can all be boiled down to the boys continue to fail. It's just like failure after fail. I feel like this is one of the adages of like writing, is that they're like, you've just got to put your characters in the worst possible position so that it'll make their victory all the sweeter. And I'm like, or you're writing them into a corner. And they're painting the floor and now they're in the corner. How the fuck do they get out of this? Like this is you remember did you ever read or watch like The Stand? And it,
Um,
uh, well, in The Stand, Stephen King, he's writing these characters and he's putting them in terrible situation. And then at the very end, I think he realizes, oh, I don't actually know how to get them out of this, and so he literally just has a day. He has an actual literal Deus ex machina save the day, or kind of solve the problem. And when I say a literal, I mean it's a literal hand of God just kind of wipes out the bad guys. And
like
I'm like,
like Maradona, hand of God.
oh no, that would be much no, an actual literal hand of God
Ah,
wipes out, and
football joke. are lost on
No,
Americans.
no, I know the hand of God you're talking about. I actually do. Look, I'm cultured. I know what you're talking. The most famous handball of all time that will never
The
ever
most
be. Yeah,
famous goal of
yeah.
all
It's
time.
it's a go. Yeah, no, it's a handball. But like just because referees suddenly they were Matt Murdock for like a second.
That happens a lot. That happens a lot.
Yeah,
Well, used to happen before they. Well, we're not gonna get
yeah.
into
Wait, no,
the
we won't talk about it. It's
intricacies of football
the
refereeing.
the point
Yeah.
is, uh, you write your characters into a corner. And then how do you get them out? You have to do Deus Ex Machina to fix it. And I feel like Deus Ex Machina is actually a apt description for where the fuck they are, because this entire time Homelander's just like, I need this V1. And we've been slowly walking ourselves. We've been like we've been checking people off. Is it here? Is it there? And we finally all get to the point where you know we find out the person that got it. That's episode 5 and 6. I mean, I wrote some notes for it. It's what was it? Uh, well, I said this episode was episode 5. The consequences of we meet again. The consequences of my actions. um, most of the episode 5 is not about the boys. They're mostly off screen. Uh, there's like it's kind of it's a kind of a framing device where we see different things from different perspectives. We see Sage, we see Noir, we see Terror for some reason. Oh, good old Terror. And we're just kind of watching all of this play.
Everybody's favorite dog
Yeah, that
that we don't remember
we
usually.
keep forgetting he's there at all, but he's
Right?
yeah.
I mean, the first time he showed up this season, I was like, "Oh my god, that's right, Butch had a dog."
I forgot he was even there, but it was a very sweet thing for him. He's old, and he's still around humping his little Homelander plushie. But yeah, a lot of this is about the consequences of your actions catching up with you. Firecracker, she throws away her literally sells out her religion and the people that not from her religion in order to stay in Homelander's good graces for all the fucking good it does her in the end. um, like we have to remember this whole show is about it. This is remember it. It's our world with superhero veneer on it, and this is about what happens to people that are you know these people that are trying to like appease a narcissist and prop him up and somehow get some cachet or some power or money as being in his in his wake, and they forget that as I said, they're riding a tiger. They're all on the back of a tiger, and if they ever want to get off, they got to deal with the
Hey,
fact that
Heather is
yeah.
there too,
We'll
but
say
we'll
it again.
get to her.
Yeah.
Heather.
Yeah, but they're riding the back of a tiger, and if they ever want to get off, it turn around and bite them, and that's literally just what's going on here. Um, where you wonder like, does she, is she gonna do the right thing? Fuck no. That's why if you want to know why, like no one's don't run to embrace these people that suddenly see the error of their ways. Don't fucking do it, because like they underneath it all, it's they're firecracker. Like this is all about personal advancement, or their fear for themselves is never about the good of other people. We see Noir get screwed over by Deep, which comes into play later on in the next the next episode. Adam Burke makes a return, the Joss Whedon slash Bryan Singer stand-in, and cool things happen to him. You got Sage. Sage is makes a proposition to Voldemort Ashley, and like her big plan is revealed, which by the way is stupid. Um, also, we get a really great scene with we get a really great like little scene where Kumail Nanjiani and what's his name, uh, what Will Forte, McLovin, they're all like, they're all playing themselves, and they're just like basically telling us what's been happening in the real world out, because we've only been seeing the soups and what the fuck they're going on with. But like these guys have been selling out other Hollywood celebrities and having them executed or sent to prison or whatever. So like
Yeah.
a lot of really horrible things are actually going on within the world. We've sort of seen that, but like we didn't really see like even like the rich and powerful are kind of getting blacklisted or actually killed. Like, hey, he says, Will Forte says Bill Hader, he had got executed. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some shit's really serious, horrible shit is going on, and we're sort of getting more of that. Um, Also, we get a really funny scene with Marathon, who was basically a speedster, and you know, he A trains the shit out of all of those guys. Right? Um, and then, at the end, Firecracker, Homelander kind of talks to his dad, which, by the way, uh, freaking Soldier Boy, what a goddamn disappointment. I'm especially in episode 6, but he's just like, I hate this guy, and then now he's just like, but actually I kind of love this guy, and he's snitching on Firecracker, talking about what she was talking about to him, and Homelander tries to let her leave, and then she runs her fucking mouth, and then she gets an eagle to the temple, like literally. It's you know which I know is to illustrate that no matter how devoted you are to something, you could say that this is any of the people that Trump has fired or thrown under the bus or whatever. But when they're not, you know, as loyal as he wants to be in his eyes or whatever. But like how you ultimately these sorts of people, there's no loyalty. They'll kill you, get rid of you, whatever, as soon as you're inconvenient or not useful. And the same thing happens with her. She's just killed. um, it's it's a bit. I have to say, I don't know how you felt about. How do you feel about the episode? I was torn on it.
I mean, I don't know. It just, again, same thing, that it's all predictable, very predictable. Nothing is shocking there anymore. But in general, like, it was okay. I mean, I was probably less interested in that episode than in this week's episode.
Right.
The only surprise kind of was Firecracker dying, and that wasn't a shock or a surprise.
Yeah. I mean, you saw it coming. Everyone who's in his sphere should expect to be like murdered at some point.
Yeah, expendable.
Yeah. Like that. Again, riding on the back of Tiger. Um, Adam Burke getting like eeled to death was kind of funny. The whole Deep and Noir, their rivalry, hate, you know, they hate each other and they're in proximity of each other. That I mean, that's fun. I just think this episode, only about half of it was actually it's important enough to be paying attention to. You gotta understand this season is we're pulling into the station, right? This train is coming to a stop, and I'm just like, why do some of this stuff? It's a weird time to be doing some of this stuff. But I mean, I like the episode. I feel like about half of it was sort of whatever. But I do the finale with Firecracker definitely really really interesting. Um, and if, I think it advanced the story at least. Episode 6 it's a lot. There's a lot more going on in it. A lot more consequential shit. Paul Reiser makes his return to the show, and he's great. I love his character. We get to see the superhero old folks home. This is also a backdoor pilot for Vault Rising, because we see Bombsight, who is going to be one of the main characters in Vault Rising, that is coming out next year. Um, and also, so we get to see two of them, Soldier Boy and Bombsight fighting everything. We see Soldier Boy sort of permanently pick his side. We've been seeing shades of it, but his acknowledgement that he loved the Nazi princess, what's her name, Clara Vaught, aka Homefront, or
Stormfront.
Stormfront. Sorry, not Homefront is close. That's Homefront is the name of the pairing. Uh,
No.
and like Homelander sort of like clocked that. Sage in these 2 episodes reveals the limits of super smarts, I think, but only because it's a super smart character written by people who are of generally average intelligence is gonna look dumb. Like she's like, I can read people, I can predict people. I'm like, bitch, you keep fucking getting it wrong. You know who you can't read correctly? Who's the person she keeps not who keeps fucking up her plans? Who keeps messing up what she thinks is gonna happen? Who is the one person that whenever she thinks he's gonna zig, he zags? It's fucking Homelander. Of all the people that you need to fucking get down, like that you know exactly what he's gonna do, it's goddamn Homelander. But and we keep seeing where she keeps being like, "What? What are you doing?" And so she thinks she's got all these people pegged and everything like that. And she's just like her whole stupid ass plan is, well, let's unleash the soup virus and like let the soups and the humans just kill each other, and then I'll just be in my bunker reading and being alone, left alone forever. And I can't help but think like, that's your fucking master plan? That's your big plan is you're gonna play the two sides and then let World War III happen. Just get the nuclear codes and set the shit off on the planet. If that's what you're gonna be doing. Like this shit is and she's wrong. That's the anyway. In the episode, oh, we're almost gonna get to V, right? We'll get to the V1. We got to go to this old folks home. We get to see Butcher and Mother's Milk and Kamiko fight some old people, which is fun, but like ultimately, okay, fine. Um, what Annie and Huey have a moment looking at dicks and clouds, and then they go to the church where Homelander's supposed to be delivering a speech to a bunch of people, and they're like, we're gonna dose them up with that the soup virus, and it'll be great. But they don't count on running into oh father, and then there's basically a bit of a diatribe against grifters in religion, which I'm all for, but like, okay, now, and Andy's like, let's fight, and then oh father's like, I'll blow you out of here with my voice, and he literally does until Huey, it was like, I'll threaten you with this soup virus, and then so basically it ruined the entire fucking plan, right? They they go through the whole thing of getting what's it Deep. He has to pretend to like a pipeline because they're expecting as soon as Homelander's a god that the Saudis are gonna, they're basically what's happening right now. They're gonna close up the fucking oil pipeline. So we need the oil pipeline, but Noir is a petty bitch and like ruins everything. And they try to make us feel sad for Deep, but fuck that guy. So really like fuck him. And then he ends up killing Noir, which is weird because Noir is definitely stronger than him and he can fly and all this stuff, but whatever. It's for the plot. Then Bombsight and not Homelander, Soldier Boy fight, and then they come to terms, and then he depowers Bombsight because he just wants to live his life with his lady, and then Soldier Boy has V1, and what could he possibly do with it? So now we have Immortal Homelander. This is what I mean about writing your characters you're into a corner. They have been all right. We have been studiously painting the floor, right? Now we're in the corner. How do you get out of that
There is
corner?
window.
Yeah, how do you get out? You're in the corner. How the fuck do you get out of that corner without a literal Deus Ex Machina? And that right now, the Deus Ex Machina, is Homelander. He's the guy, right? He's gotten everything he wants. He's unkillable. The soup virus won't work on him, and he has a plan to basically, literally wipe out, either personally or with the help of other soups, anyone who opposes him. And there's nothing that they can do about it, or can they? They got 2 episodes anyway. I feel like I've recapped reasonably well with some editorial. How do you feel about this episode?
Well, this was more interesting because first of all, nothing, no, a lot more happened, and a lot more happened to the characters we're actually interested in. But still, like some of, like you said, yeah, painting themselves into a corner, it's kind of a thing. And I do think that it makes sense, kind of does make sense, because they don't want to kill off every character. And that is the out, probably because they won't release the virus probably, and they would probably have to like kill Homelander the old school way somehow, or freeze him, or do something. I don't know how it's gonna end, but at least they don't have to kill everyone. So they can continue like creating other shows in this universe, something. But at the same time, I don't know, yeah, it is a little bit confusing that Sage, with all her planning and scheming and intelligence, didn't think that, I'd say, I mean, you're saying that she can't read a Homelander. I mean, to me it seems like she kind of failed to read Soldier Boy either.
Yeah.
Because he kind of was the main issue there. She brought him there, and she expected him to do one thing. He did the other thing, even though I think she had the information about his,
She
like,
literally, remember,
allegiance.
she literally texted
Ashley
him.
told her.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah, but Ashley told her that he's kind of like proud,
Yeah.
even. And she was like, she thought that one video that she plans would undo that. I mean, that's short-sighted, very.
I mean, maybe she's playing 17-dimensional chess, and I'm just not seeing the vision. But where?
Well, I think she doesn't see them either. It's
yeah,
kind of.
I'm just like, because Homelander already is just like, no, you betrayed me. All the signs are that you betrayed me. How do you fucking walk back? How do you walk it back? I don't get it. Like, her smart person plan is really stupid. And so either again, she's playing 17-dimensional chess, and I don't see the vision, or
No. I mean, whoever wrote that, they had no idea what they were doing. They probably just figured that, yeah, we're gonna create the most impossible situation, and then we're gonna wait and like come up with an unexpected solution or something. Maybe we'll get a cameo from those characters from Gen V. I don't know. After all, Marie can control anyone. So is there a reason she can control Homelander with V1? Is there a reason Soldier Boy can't take away Homelander's powers?
Yeah, I mean, I think he still can take away Homelander's powers. He's just not going to, because that's it.
Well, he did it to the other guy who had V1.
That's what did he say? That's, this is what Clara would want this, because you are like you're the best of us. And I'm just like,
yeah, but he doesn't know everything yet.
But my thing is like this episode, in my eyes, diminishes Soldier Boy. Like, it's not like I had a ton of respect for him anyway, but it diminishes Soldier Boy in my eyes to just like, he loves that Nazi bitch, and like, so now he's really willing to just like I mean, he personally is like, this is not gonna bother me. He's like a billionaire, like, that's sucking up to Trump. This is not gonna bother me at all. I'm a billionaire. I'm insulated. But also, yay,
yeah,
white
but
supremacy.
you're saying it diminishes him, but like, was there anything to diminish in the first place?
Yeah,
he wasn't a good guy at all, like, at any point.
But it's worse now. He's a simp for a Nazi, Nazi eugenics, like, chick.
Well, I think that
I'm like,
it kind of was implied again.
Yeah,
in previous season when we first encountered him.
he's just, it's like, I get him. He's already a racist piece of shit anyway, but like, he's like the worst version of a racist piece of shit, which is wild to say, but it is true. It's he's just weak and weird. Um, like in a way, I'm just like, well, I guess the apple didn't fall too far from the tree because you know what, that maybe that's what it is. He cosplays at whatever he thinks being a real macho man is, and it's cosplay, and you can now it's exposed. Now you see it. It's just a lot of. It's like he's like one of these manosphere guys who's cosplaying masculinity. He's really just like a lame. He's really a lame that's like covering up with like the looks. You know what they call it, looks maxing or other shit like that. He's covering it up, and it's been exposed now, and now we have to deal as all usual. Some mediocre rich white guy makes his problems our fucking problems. Um, Butcher and all them, their plans are the worst. Uh, like, have they succeeded at anything at all this season? Give me one thing they've won at. They killed some soups with the soup virus. Cool. So what?
They figured out some of the interpersonal drama.
It's like they failed to actually do anything materially useful. The best thing they could do right now is just fucking broadcast that soup virus and just let the chips fall where they are. But they still got Homelander to deal with. It's like I don't see where this is going. I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't see how, like, in the comics, we know that at the end Butcher gets the best of Homelander and like takes him down. I don't see it here. I don't see how it happens. Unless it's one of those stupid things where you know how Darkseid is like Darkseid and Thanos will ascend to like the highest level of power and then they'll undermine themselves because they're stupid. Maybe that's it. Because I can't think of any other way that Homelander dies right now. Anyway, I'm still interested.
I don't know.
I'm still interested in the show, but boy, this is one of those things where I'm just like, y'all better have a good explanation because yeah, y'all might retroactively ruin this show with a stupid ending. I mean, I know it doesn't take away the enjoyment I've had from the show, but an ending that doesn't make sense or is not satisfying could kind of undermine most of, because up to now we've been putting up with, or not even putting up with, sometimes even enjoying the ridiculousness, the silliness, kind of like the nihilistic bullshit. We've been sort of like going along with it because ultimately these stories we want the heroes to win. And so this can only, I mean, to me, this could end one way, a Deus Ex Machina undermining essentially what's going on and like getting the win for the heroes, or if they got any fucking courage, actually making the bad guy win the way it happened in the real world. I don't understand what they're gonna do here.
In the real world, they haven't won yet.
I mean,
we're just in that corner. We're still in that corner that we
it's like
got painted into.
Yeah, the bad guys, the bad guys actually, because that's the thing, and in the real world, there's no guarantee that the good guys will win. Like the good, whatever you consider the good guys, there's no guarantee they'll win. There's, what's his name? Fidel Castro. A lot of people consider him a bad guy. Well, he died an old man that had a good life as far as I could tell. Same thing, Mao Zedong, same thing. So there is no guarantee that the good guys are going to win in the real world. And if they're going to go that way and let Homelander just like be the dark emperor of a terrible universe, oh, I mean, that would be different. I don't know.
I don't think people would like that.
Fuck no, no one will like that. So they're going to kill him.
I probably would.
I would applaud them just doing it. I would be like, okay, I don't love this because I want the good guys to win, but if they don't, I'll applaud
I
you for
understand why.
I applaud you for having the courage of having a downer, ending.
Yeah, but this is not the time for that. I don't think this is the
Nah,
time for that
we
ending.
we need the fantasy that
So
the good guys are gonna win because, oof,
probably gonna try.
yeah. Anyway, we got 2 episodes to go. We're gonna come back and review the next episode next week. Let's talk about Daredevil Born Again season 2,
Oh
episode
yeah.
7 and 8. The 8, of course, being the finale of the season. Um, you can sort of take these as a two part, as a one episode. It's not really, but you could sort of take it as that because they're both, you know, dealing in the same space. There's no filler here. This is all about Karen and her her
Trial.
trial, and then what it forces Matt to do and what it forces Fisk to do, and then some people, again, consequences of your actions. How dare you? How dare you do that to me? Um, anyway, go ahead. Let's give a recap of this, and
Sure.
we'll talk.
So yeah, it is really, it makes sense to view it as a whole one episode because it may be a two-parter. But yeah, it does center around Karen's trial, which happens really fast after she gets arrested. But I guess that's the thing now. Mm. So this kind of, a show of a trial because
Mm,
obviously Fisk needs everyone to see that she's a vigilante.
right.
She's helping Daredevil, and nobody will stand for that. Like he won't stand for that, and the people
I,
shouldn't either.
I had a question,
So that's yeah.
real quick. In America, we call it a kangaroo court. What is it in Russia? What would the translation be in Russia? Kangaroo court meaning like it's a farcical show court. It's not real. It's a foregone conclusion what the verdict's going to be. It's just for show.
Yeah, in Russia we call it court. That literally every
But
case, every case that was tried, especially when it I'm not joking when it concerns some public figure. I mean, you probably saw Navalny's
mhm,
trials or heard of them. They're
yeah,
all like that. This is exactly like, and the way I see here, like the judges are actually listening to whatever the lawyers are saying. They actually listen. They're allowed to present evidence and stuff like that, and participate because in Russia that's irrelevant. It's just they just there.
that was
Uh,
good. That's good.
that was true. It's actually sad, but
Yeah,
uh,
we're laughing to avoid crying,
but
but yeah.
yeah. So in preparation for this Russian Russian trial, we see Heather trying to evaluate Karen, and we've seen before how that happens because she already did that with Jack Duquesne, but now she encounters Karen, and Karen is a sore spot for her because, well, we all remember that before Matt decided to disappear on her and not breaking up with her, he did say Karen's name in the hospital. So,
Hmm.
yeah, Heather is not playing about that. Like, just let me tell this because I absolutely love that character. She is so unhinged. She has no self control. She has no like borders or anything. She do just whatever the fuck she wants. I appreciate that because she's completely crazy. So yeah, Fisk confronts Karen in this episode. Then Heather confronts Karen, and they kind of she even slaps her. Buza is playing hero, so he's still gunning for that redemption that he believes that one good deed and one good deed is gonna like give him his, I don't know, soul back, and this one good deed is obviously killing Fisk, and he's really hoping for that to happen. But in this episode he gets to save the governor, gets to work alongside Matt, so a big deal for him. I
Yeah,
don't know what they're
upgrade.
trying to cook there with the character because like if we are not redeeming everyone. That is
No.
not happening. Not bullseye. You fucking kidding me? Um, so what else? What else is happening? We get some more information about Luke. We get a confirmation that Luke is actually working for Mr. Charles, and all the while Jessica is doing some of her signature PI shit, and that's really cool to see her at work again. But the main arc in this episode is not even about Karen, not about not about Fisk or anyone else. It's probably about Daniel's arc,
Mm.
because this is his last episode, at least for them, because he gets shot in the face. But like again, same thing is happening in both shows. Firecracker gets killed because she fucked around and found out, and Daniel kind of the same
Can
thing.
can I
Uh,
say they both
yeah,
they're not the same character, but they are the same. They are.
don't say the tiger again.
They're not the, no, it's not that. It's that they're true believers that as soon as they waver for moral reasons, that's it. Right? They don't get they
Yeah,
suffer the consequences immediately. Even though they're true believers, they're the biggest cheerleaders.
that's kind of a cautionary tale. Understand exactly who it's directed at, the kind of people, and you know that that's gonna happen. That's
Right.
politics. I mean, it's not surprising at
But
all. It's
but
it's
also they
not the
are
first time that happened.
but also they are riding on the back of a tiger. So. Uh, anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, the episode ends with Daniel falling off the back of the tiger and landing on his face. Well, actually, landing his face on a bullet from Buck.
Yeah, it is funny.
Who, well,
That's crazy. What a ridiculous accident. Did you see you saw him? He tripped and fell, and then that bullet just lodged itself in his brain. That's crazy. How
yeah, yeah,
that sounds like a Russian police report. So
it does happen. It does happen. You know, it's not the first time. Always happens to like very specific people, but you know,
yeah, it's
well,
crazy.
uh, again, Buck is like insane character because he has no redeeming qualities at all. Like
I mean,
he's straight up evil.
he's hot, so I guess there's that. But you know,
If you're into that sort of
yeah,
thing, you know,
if you're into
evil
that sort of
and
thing.
British accent, uh, I don't
Um,
like it. You can be British, just don't do it in front of me.
I was like, I look, it can be if you know, I don't agree with that lifestyle, but you know, if you can be British if you want to. I just don't agree with that lifestyle.
Yeah. Don't do it in front of me.
Not in front of the kids.
No, seriously though, yeah. But apparently Heather likes him, so who are we to judge?
Again, that's not an endorsement. That's an
That is a
anti-endorsement.
glowing endorsement.
That's an
She's an
anti-endorsement.
accomplished therapist.
Oh my god! I
And
mean,
successful, I might add. But yeah, so after that we get to episode 8, and episode 8 is, well, it's the season finale, and this is a one hell of an episode. Really, it's still we're dealing with Karen's trial, and well, her lawyer's team is Kirsten and Matt Murdock, who resurfaces uh, unexpectedly. Apparently, nobody knew where he was. You know, he was on milk cartons, and um, but he shows up for court. He reveals that he's alive and well, and I love that Kirsten's praise that I thought you were dead, but that was obviously when he showed up again after being shot in the foot,
right?
which happened in the previous episode.
Yeah, well, that's because in the previous episode he comes back. He comes back to be a part of the trial. Then Fisk is like, "Yeah, get that motherfucker," and then
Yeah,
that in the most obviously set up. I'm just like, y'all could do anything. Like walk in the light. Like, go outside and walk down the
Yeah,
fucking
no.
courthouse steps.
Underground parking lot is a
Yeah,
great place to, protect your defendants.
it's it, it's
It's a
it's
very, very clever.
it is ridiculous. At least make them shoot you down in broad ass daylight. Anyway, like, what y'all doing? Oh, hold on a second. Audio, your audio went out. 1 second.
Yeah,
There we go.
accident. So after getting shot, Matt was stitched up by Jessica, of course. And then he showed up for court again late, because that's what he does. When you have Matt Murdock on your legal team, you should not be expecting him to show up on court on time. If your life depends on him, don't get your hopes up. But this person was there. So yeah, he does show up though at a crucial moment, just when Heather was testifying, which is hilarious because he kind of, they haven't seen each other, I think, since
No, yes,
he
not
disappeared.
yeah, not since he
Yeah, and
disappeared.
here she was testifying and lying, obviously, as she does so well. But actually, she wasn't doing that great for a
Nah,
therapist.
she looked.
I would expect her to have a better poker face. Like, if you lie and at least present yourself like you're telling the truth. She should know that. She doesn't. But she is lying about Karen, of course, and Matt is trying to, uh, contradict her arguments, no, not arguments, but testimonial. Um, but eventually, it comes down to him calling a surprise witness, Mayor Fisk, and that's where shit hits the fan because to get him to he needs to convince everyone, convince the judges and the public that Fisk is not to be not a trustworthy person. So he starts bringing up all the shit that Fisk's done, and in the process, he kind of has no other choice but to reveal to everyone that he is Daredevil. I mean, it does look like he got inspired by Tony Stark's speech all those years ago, but which he didn't see, but he probably heard about it. But we all knew that it's not gonna go the same way. First of all, he's not rich.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Second of
got the
all, like,
he's a white guy, but like you're not
yeah,
rich. That doesn't
he's
that
not
helps.
privileged enough.
Yeah,
Uh, and he's like really, really against the government doing
yeah.
stuff. They have.
Which I found interesting. That the fucking governor came down. I'm like, that was a phone call. Yeah, I mean, I get the shock of being like, haha, I'm alive, bitch. But I'm like, you could have done that at a phone call. Why you have to be at the okay?
For show and because it's great to have
The
everyone
man
at the
literally
same
tried to
place.
kill you.
So
The man literally tried
yeah,
to kill you.
I wouldn't be anywhere near that. But
No,
they have different values, I guess. They really want to show it
I
off. They for some reason they think that in the open like that they're not gonna get killed. And
New Yorkers in the MCU are regular New Yorkers in our world are built different. MCU New Yorkers are crazy people because like they they've been through so much stuff. Nothing phases them apparently. It's nothing. Like this dude's an organized crime. He tried to kill you literally, and he's got like a whole arm. They remember they when they were doing the trial and Fisk came in, they had like 25 of those AVTF guys posted up. And I'm just
yeah,
like, y'all are built different. Y'all don't give a damn about those guys. Who cares? Yeah, couldn't be me. Like, I know when a power play is in action. I'm not gonna be putting myself in unnecessary. I'd have been like, let me Zoom call this fool. Hey, by the way, hey Mayor Fisk, we're gonna bring charges against you. But by the way, I'm in a bunker. Fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
No,
That would be really
she ain't
wise.
got
But
she ain't
also,
got one. She ain't had one bodyguard. Not one. It was Karen. What the fuck Karen gonna do?
no. What she had a bodyguard. She had Jessica with her.
Just okay, fine, that's cool, but seriously, that's not enough.
That's quite a bodyguard, you know.
She gonna step in front
I
of every
wouldn't. I
bullet?
wouldn't try to. No.
No, she ain't.
She's a parent, for fuck's sake. She doesn't need that mask.
uh,
But she looks, she looks very menacing. So
yeah, that's true. And she did beat the shit out
yeah,
of. She did beat the hell out of those AVTF guys in previous
yeah,
episodes.
it probably got a little bit, shook. So yeah, all that happens, and like I said, Matt reveals to everyone's shock, that he is Daredevil. Obviously, no one is surprised. I mean, Kirsten looks a little bit shocked, but uh, I mean, seriously. Uh, but other than that, yeah, nobody's nobody's shocked, nobody's surprised really of the
Well, I mean,
main characters.
everyone's like,
Everybody
yeah.
knew.
Well,
The most shocking
all
scene is probably him admitting it.
yeah, all of the normies are like, oh my god, a blind guy. Wait a minute, he threw that he threw the shit out of that billy club.
They
I guess it's
obviously
real.
think that he is faking being blind.
Yeah. Uh.
And Spider-Man somewhere is like, oh shit, that's my lawyer.
Yeah. Good thing he doesn't know my name anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, because he would reveal that too.
Yeah. I personally know Spider-Man is a good guy. I wish I knew his real name though. Let me snitch somebody
Well,
else out.
obviously he can't keep information to himself. What
Yeah.
kind of lawyer is that? Again, not a good one.
Lawyer,
But
attorney-client privilege. What's that?
yeah, who cares? But well, the funny thing is he was trying to cover for Karen because she was like helping Daredevil, and didn't he kind of prove that she was helping Daredevil?
Yeah.
So if
Look,
Daredevil is in prison, shouldn't she
the
also be there?
the beauty of all of this is that ultimately she gets let off on a technicality. It's a beautiful thing because he's like, well,
Yeah, well,
it's like technically this court is technically Wilson Fisk
yeah,
is
but
a
that's a
criminal.
mistrial. That's
Yeah.
not that's a
Well,
mistrial. So they
it's not
weren't supposed
no.
to
That's the thing.
throw the
That's what they're
case.
saying. This isn't a trial at all because Wilson Fisk is illegitimate. The law was created illegitimately and for the purposes of a criminal enterprise. Therefore, the law itself, the ordinance or whatever itself, is not not enforceable, which means that this court is not real, which means that everything that's happening with this court is not a real thing. Whatever crime supposedly she is being charged with are being charged under an unenforceable law. So all the stuff with
Uh,
Daredevil, all the stuff with Daredevil, that goes from before the Vigilante Act, right? That's from before he's being charged.
do they have any evidence or proof or anything? Because he goes straight to jail. Ain't nobody's giving him a trial.
Well, he's awaiting trial, but yeah.
Oh, sure. Who do you
But
think is gonna be his lawyer?
well, I'm assuming he's waiting trial. It could be that he just like pleads it and then just goes straight to prison. But who
Probably.
knows? They didn't give us enough information there. But like the whole deal is, once he gets Fisk to sort of admit to what he's doing, and that he was he's the person that was there, he's the corroborating witness, all of that stuff. It basically means that the whole Safe Streets Act and all that other stuff is illegitimate, and therefore the court's not legitimate, which means they can't adjudicate guilt or they can't adjudicate cases. So, as she said, dismiss with prejudice, which means not only is it
Yeah,
dismissed,
it's not gonna be
yeah, you
prosecuted.
can't be prosecuted again. It's bullshit. Let me say, all of that is some bullshit. Like that's good
Yeah.
writing. It's good writing. I don't believe it's real
Also, that
law.
would never happen. Of
Yeah,
course, that would never.
exactly.
I've seen
None of it's
trials
real.
like that. They don't go that way. But you know what I did love seeing? I did love seeing Fisk absolutely unhinged after
Beautiful.
this whole shit happened, because yeah, of course he was still planning to kill Matt Murdock.
Mm-hmm.
He did not give up on his plan. He placed a sniper.
Yeah.
He was gonna call the shot,
Right.
when they were standing outside the the courtroom. But well, he put a fake bullseye up there, and the real bullseye showed up, and the real bullseye was aiming for Fisk. But obviously,
The
as
worst aim.
always,
What
somebody
the?
jumped in front of Fisk.
I just want to say this is one of the most egregious examples of plot armor.
Yeah.
Um, and like because Bullseye doesn't miss until he does, right? He doesn't miss until he does. And you might be like, that's a silly thing to say, but like, think about it. He's ricocheting knives and shit to kill people in creative ways, but he can't shoot. Like, he can't shoot somebody.
Ugh.
Okay, get out of here.
A sniper rifle is a different thing. He's really good with, hand-eye coordination and stuff like that. He's probably not so good with a
He didn't.
optic.
He didn't.
Uh,
He didn't let out his breath first. That's the problem. That's why he only got Buck in like
yeah,
a non-lethal
it's
part of his abdomen.
not his primary weapon of choice.
Yeah,
He should have been throwing knives or something from, close proximity,
something
and
like
he's
that.
much better at that.
It was,
He has his limitations.
and by the way, and that's Mr. Charles, of course, sending his new attack dog to take. Because remember, he's still mad about the weapons and everything with Fisk. So that was his get back, which failed. I'm like, come on, man, get out of here.
Yeah, because Wesley 2.0 jumped in front of his master and saved his life for some reason.
He doesn't want to be
So
He
yeah.
doesn't want to be Daniel. So so they hole up and like
Yeah,
it's
because obviously they're scared, terrified,
this is why I was
and
saying
it
about New Yorkers being different in the MCU because they're like, nah, we rioting in this bitch. And
yeah,
I was like, nah, I'd have been inside. I'm like, y'all got that. I'm inside. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I ain't
yeah.
got
The
nothing to do
more
with me.
locks I have on my doors during this
It's
time,
like
the
the
better.
purge. The shit was like the
I
purge
would
out in that bitch.
not, I would not be anywhere near that courthouse.
Yeah,
I
they
would not be the first one to run inside. And by the way, yeah, several things are happening at that point because people are gathering next to in front of the courthouse. ABTF is standing guard, and
bitch
everyone
ass
else is
Cole
hiding.
North.
Obviously, oh,
Bitch ass Cole North.
we'll get to him. So in the left corner we have Fisk and his crew, and in the right corner we have Matt and his crew, and they hiding from each other essentially, but they have to get to each other first because we have what's his face Buck bleeding
Yeah,
out. We have Heather being crazy,
losing her mind.
and
And
yeah, and
BB does
punching
the video.
punching.
Yeah,
Yes. So yeah, punching people and stuff and trying to prolong Buck's existence. But the funny thing is
oh,
happening to Fisk.
right. Oh no, you're talking about her like dealing with the
Yeah,
prosecutor. Lovely.
yeah. But we have what's his face? Fisk completely losing it, and he charges out of that room. He wants to go see the people uh, who are rioting, so he starts.
He does
He
his Darth
wants
Vader.
to
He does his Darth Vader impression, like his Rogue One Darth Vader
kind of
impression.
Kind of, yes, but the reason they got inside, yeah, we was started talking about Cole North, so AVTF guys that are standing in front of the courthouse. What about them? Cole North is gunning for a redemption arc. He is standing next to Paul, and when Paul decides that shooting at protesters is a good idea, Cole North stops him and lets them
Sounds like
through.
sounds
Which,
very
you
ice.
know, I mean, I just wrote a post about it, and it's kind of a complicated topic because had he not been there, they would be dead. But him letting them in kind of still resulted in some of them dying. But still, he switched at just the right time, uh, at just the right place he was. So it's kind of complicated because we need these people. people like that who have the proximity.
who are murderers, and they're like, this is a step too far. let me
Yes,
let me
yes, and they
I
would,
killed
yeah.
that one guy for supposedly killing a cop, but now I have a conscience. Okay, cool. You know what? You didn't do that's not enough. I've
That may not be
I've been
enough, but that is necessary.
I've
That is
yeah
very necessary
I've been saying like
because
no to the
mm,
Cole North redemption arc since last season, and I stick by it. I mean, he did the right thing in that moment, which cool,
he
good for
did
him.
the necessary thing in that moment because no one else could have done that at
Yeah.
that moment.
Well,
Uh,
the rest of the AVTF were scared to butt Powell, and Powell wasn't expecting to get he wasn't expecting to get like sucker punched. And yeah, he's like, yeah, we're not going to open fire on citizens. It's great that Cole North has a line in the sand that he won't cross. I just wish it had been not murdering people. That would have been cool too. Like that.
well, he
See that
technically
to
see he
me,
doesn't want to murder everyone.
yeah. Well, to me, like because we were talking about this last season, he's a heroic character in he's one of these mythical good cops, right? In the comics, he's
Mm.
one of these imaginary good cops that supposedly exist. Um, and in and they ruined that to me. I would have been on his side, but they ruined that by having him kill Hector Ayala. See, if it had been Powell that did it, me and Cole North would be cool. More for the most part. I don't like him being a dirty cop, but like fine. But he murdered Hector Ayala, and to me, that there's pretty he's gonna have to move mountains to make me think he's redeemed. And I mean
He is
mount
in prison, so
yeah, I mean good for him, but
but we'll
like
get to that too.
yeah.
Yeah, because we get into the point where people charge again, ridiculous, stupid, dumb people. New York is this. They charge inside the courthouse, and when Fisk shows up covered in blood because he already murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah, he did. I love and I by the way, I love that. I knew we were getting hallway fights as soon as Matt was like, "All right, I guess I'll suit up," and I was like, "Oh, we're getting a hallway fight. Let's." If there's anything this show
Yeah.
does, this that Daredevil does well is beating the shit out of people in a hallway,
Well,
and we get two at the same
a lot
time.
of
It's
walls for
beautiful.
him to bounce off of.
It's a beautiful thing. We get two of them at the same time. It's really great.
Yeah, but like I said, Fisk shows up covered in blood. Some people decide that it's great idea to jump him. Uh, it wasn't.
I
Some of them
mean,
get bitten. Some of them probably get murdered. But they do overwhelm him eventually. And at that point, Matt decides that no, I need to save him, which is stupid. Probably, at some point you need to take a step back and let the people do what they
it's
need
the
to
will
do.
of the people. Damn it.
Yeah, they voted for him. They did not like where it was going. They took their votes back. It's democracy.
I mean, some of them did. Some of them are. They decided that complaining to the letter to the editor is not good enough, so they're taking it to the streets.
Also democracy,
Yeah, I mean,
Mm,
they all agreed at the same. They all voted to beat the shit out of him, and you know,
yeah, that's the power of the people.
he tried to
So
veto.
yeah,
I did notice he did try to veto it. He did. Reject some of their complaints very forceful, very forcefully.
yeah, but at the end, people were hurt.
Yeah.
So Matt, yeah, in his fashion, mm, very very old fashion, he offers a deal to Fisk that Fisk goes free, but he resigns, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how. I mean, yeah, you want him out of the office, but you can remove him by force. You don't have to let him go because not only he did a lot of shit and a lot of crime while in office, he just killed a lot of people on his way here.
I mean,
I
to
don't
be
know.
fair to him, he was defending himself. That I mean,
Uh,
he was being attacked by a mob that he did not. He didn't initiate the fight with them. They were coming for him. Like I hate to be that. I hate to be the devil's advocate here, but like if they had just been like, speaking very for he might if and he started swinging on them, that's a different story. They were coming up to him. I'm like, y'all kind of got what you asked for. To be fair, who knew that he was a metahuman? Because it's pretty clear that he's not just a regular person. He must have gotten bitten by like a radioactive beetle or some shit like that. Because one of those beetles that have like were way stronger. They can pick up shit way more than their own body weight. It's something like that. He
you mean
something hit.
ants?
It's I was gonna say dung beetle, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, but he got bit by a radioactive something because ain't no way you should be one shotting people to death with a punch. Like I don't care what you say.
I
You,
don't know, but still, he looks pretty big. So, what the hell? Again, what the hell were these people thinking, jamming him?
I mean, he broke a dude's back against the wall. I mean, he killed like so many people and like he was smashing them, like breaking necks and shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
but didn't they see the fight?
yeah, but like I think the thing is that he's got to be a metahuman. And I do. Here's my thing:
It's
is I am one. It gives me more respect for Matt because Matt's been beaten the fuck out of by this guy. So Matt can take a punch for real. He can take a metahuman punch. Two, all that I was wondering how they were going to make this make sense because in Hawkeye he's doing similar shit. Like he's like throwing, he threw Kate around and like, and also Kate's a badass because he punched the hell out of her and sent her flying, and she got up to fight some more. These people, he one shots them. It's like it's a crazy scaling of power. But I'm glad that they
well,
kept it consistent. Like he's in the MCU. He's got enough power physically that he like if he were fighting Hawkeye, it would like Hawkeye would have to respect his fight. Like he can't just like roll up on him. And like normally he would anybody else.
no, these people are the people who attacked him in the courthouse. They weren't superheroes. They probably weren't really trained
No,
for
definitely
that.
not.
They were just riders. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of that 100 men wanting to fight a gorilla. Pretty much how that would go.
Yeah, they got him though. They got him eventually.
Well,
Like
eventually.
like if they all got dogpiled him, like about half of them, will, more than half of them will die. But eventually, like if enough of them
But
dogpile him,
then one will show up and tell him like, oh my God, get off this gorilla. Let's make peace.
it's like, come on, King Kong, look, just leave. Just it's yeah. So I mean, look, at least he had some sense. Fisk was like, fine, like, fine, I'll go, and
Okay.
yay, well,
Yeah, but at the end we get a little overview of where everyone ends up because we saw Angela in costume, by the
yeah,
way,
we
so we
did
know
see her.
that
She was
she's
really cool, actually, and I was
yeah.
wondering how that because the girl who plays her is a really small statured person. Her physicality within those fighting sequences was really good. Like I really want to see more White Tiger. I would love to see her maybe get a Young Avengers situation. That'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe get recruited by Kamala.
Yeah, and maybe be Young A Force because at this point it's mostly just young ladies. Pretty much
Well,
Young A Force.
yeah,
Okay.
it's the Avengers still. Uh, then who else is where? Oh, of course, Heather is finally putting on the mask.
Yeah. I'm now
Finally.
finally. I'm just like finally you look. Y'all know I don't like her, and I was like, finally, you're gonna legitimately be a character. I'm just like, God, Daredevil, get him, right? Not so far as I've just disliked her because of her character, her vast character, failings. But now I can be like, cool, you're actually a villain. Let's go. I like that.
Absolutely. I continue. She continues to be my favorite problem that Matt has to deal with. Uh, absolutely.
Yeah, he can't sleep his way out of this one either. This is
He
not
tried
gonna,
to.
this
He kind of slept his way into it.
yeah, he kind
So
of slept his way into it. My bad, man.
that's how many of his problems start. Uh, what? So Matt is of course in prison. So
Oh,
we had that spoiled,
you
but
got
then it was not that surprising still.
yeah. BB is she takes over
Gets a
her
job
yeah,
for some reason.
she's gonna be the Ben Urich of the new MCU, which I'm for. I'm with that. I actually like
I
her.
hope
I like
she
BB.
does better job
Yeah,
in the future
I
because she
like
learned something.
yeah, she's hopefully she's a lot more circumspect and like a little more careful about what she does. I liked her little, real Wilson Fisk videos trolling him. I actually like the actor playing it. She's really good. I like her character, so like I'm with it. Please, let's see more of her next season.
Yeah,
I
but you
actually
know what? Again, in real world, her videos would be inconsequential.
yeah,
But it's nice to
pretend.
dream a little. Yeah,
Like it's
pretend that it
I,
would matter.
I actually really liked her in episode 7 with her interactions with Daniel. Like their whole little back and forth. Like she really did care about Daniel. She was very disappointed in him, but she really did care about him. And
I mean, what was she disappointed in?
no, I think she was
It's
disappointed.
not a surprise that he's on the back of the tiger.
Well,
She should have known
I
that.
think she was disappointed, and then she was proud of the fact that he was willing once like he was gonna sell her out, and then he finally found his moral center and like let her go, and instead took the fall, which I thought was stupid.
I
But
still
okay,
think that
I thought that was dumb.
she has to kind of like acknowledge it and grow up a little bit
Yeah,
when it
but
comes to that because that situation is very much her responsibility.
yeah,
Uh,
I mean, it was Daniels too. But like, I liked
well,
her.
yeah. I mean, on her side, she's the one who is left alive. So
She
on
should
her
have
side,
encouraged
she
him.
did not handle it well.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, of course, she knew what she was dealing with.
yeah. Well, I think she
She
should have encouraged
did not
him.
consider that.
Why didn't
Yeah.
she say, "You come with me"? There was no reason. Like I love that Daniel kind of like girded his loins and went into the lion's den, so to speak. I think it was dumb, and he could have just run away.
Yeah, but that's on him.
Because if you think about his death, it didn't matter. Like it mattered to BB, but like him dying didn't actually serve any purpose other than to like kind of put some closure on his story and BB's story within the context of the season. But it didn't actually like it didn't solve any problem. Like Buck didn't get anything out of it. It ultimately didn't fucking matter. He just kind of like sacrificed himself for nothing. It was very silly. I'm just like run away. How you ever think y'all ever think just walk away? You could do that too. Like what's Buck gonna do? Track you down? Yeah, well, I mean maybe, but you live to see another day.
He got shot.
If that's the case,
He's gonna be busy for a
he
while.
could have tracked BB down also. If it
And
was such
Bibi
a
was in New York this
and,
whole time. She didn't
and
even go anywhere.
yeah, like if you think about it, really think about it, nothing like Daniel's death was dramatic and I liked the scenes and everything, but it didn't make it didn't do anything. Like if they had like you cut all of that out, it takes us it only means that in that last scene where she's talking about like that last bit where she's like stand up against Fisk, Daniel's face wouldn't have been on that. That's it. Nothing else changes about it. Like it really didn't matter. But I still like that it was there. It didn't matter. Um
Yeah, true.
Oh, and guess who comes
So,
back? Guess who's back?
yes, I was gonna
Yes.
say
I'll
that.
say go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say that we get some glimpses of other characters, and one of those characters is Luke, of
Yeah.
course, whom we What? Hey.
I know I say yay. I'm not saying hey. I said yay.
It's
I
gonna
loved
be
it.
yay.
No, I said yay. I didn't want to step on you too
Okay,
much.
yeah, yeah, okay, whatever. Look who. Uh,
Loved it. Loved
mm,
it.
yeah, no, yeah, we finally see him, and he gets home to Jessica, which is predictable because, well, Daniel, obviously, and we love to see that because I personally would have been wanting to see them together in the MCU for a while now, ever since they were introduced in their respective shows.
Right.
And we see Ella's investigation, which
Yeah.
is
I mean,
Jessica's
yes. Yeah.
company,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
PI, yeah. Uh, Great to see that. I hope that is going to lead to her own show because that's a lot of people are talking about that.
I
I
hope.
really hope that's going to be the case. Uh, but the question that I do have, however, whom did we miss anyone? Well, Karen, yeah, because Matt is in jail. Obviously, there has to be a Daredevil. My guess from a while ago was that Daredevil probably Danny Rand is gonna put on the costume and at
That'd be
least
cool.
well, yeah, I that's my theory. But what I'm really hoping is not gonna happen is I hope they're not gonna try to give Elektra's story where Elektra was
Lady
taking
Bullseye. I
Daredevil's
mean, Lady
place.
Daredevil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, she wasn't Lady Daredevil. She was
Not. Yeah.
Daredevil,
She was
woman
just
without
Daredevil.
fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because I hope they're not trying
Hmm.
to give that story to Karen because Karen has no qualifications. I
She
don't want
beat
to
up
see
that one
Karen
guy.
jumping around pretending to be Daredevil. I want to see Elektra pretending to be Daredevil.
She beat up that one guy that one time.
Well, good for her. Elektra is deadly.
I would love that.
She's
Like, to me, this is like the second bite at the apple, so to speak, for the Netflix Daredevil, or side of the MCU, and it's pretty clear. Like I didn't mention it before, though. Like the Daredevil Born Again season 2 ratings aren't as good as they were last season, um, and I understand why, but I think that
because of Karen.
I think they're still good enough, and like they could reopen this whole side of the universe again. We already know that we're getting Danny Rand and Luke Cage back. Bring the whole crew back. Bring it like that. Like bring them all back.
Colin Wing
Yeah.
and Misty Knight
Jessica
and
Henwick.
Elektra.
Jessica Henwick ain't doing nothing. Bring her back. Right? I forget. Is it was it Nicole? No, it wasn't Nicole Bahari, but I forget who played Misty. But
eh,
was it Nicole Bahari?
no,
No, it's I'm thinking of a different one. Either way, bring her back. Bring Jessica Henwick back. Um, I forget the lady's name, but that plays Elektra. But she's
Elijah
down.
Young.
Yeah, she's down to do it. There's no reason not to do any of this stuff. Get them on
And
contract.
please,
Let's
please,
go.
please, I mean, honestly, I can't take another season of watching Karen and Matt because that's just not happening.
They
They're
try.
not interesting.
They keep trying to make fetch happen. It just doesn't.
Yes, it's not going to happen because, and I mean, the horror. Can you imagine my horror when I heard? I think that was in some interview or something that Charlie Cox said that like Karen is the love of Matt's life
Get
and
out of here.
something like
And
their end game. Get the fuck out of here with that end game. Karen is dead and she
I,
should be dead.
I love Deborah Ann Woll. I do.
Yes,
I don't. I love.
I
And
I
I
love
even.
her portrayal of the character. It's just
Yes.
that it's time for the character to die.
It's not even that to me. Is that I don't feel the chemistry like I did between him and Elektra. Like when
I
Elektra,
mean, the chemistry was there kind of
yeah,
in the beginning,
yeah,
but it was
I'm not
just
feeling it
it was
now.
kind of very comic book accurate because they had a little bit of chemistry and then it fizzled out.
Yeah,
And then it was time for her to die because that's what happens to the character. And Phrygian or not, I don't even care
I
because that was a pivotal thing for Matt to happen to him, and it freed like the comics, Daredevil comics really took a new higher level when Karen departed.
he just needs
It,
Kirsten just needs to stop playing around. And
Oh,
no,
Kirsten would not
no,
touch that.
I would say no. I love
No,
Kirsten. I love Kirsten way
I
too
love
much
Kirsten. I
to
love her in the
subject her to
comics,
Matt.
but I am so happy that she's not messing with that in
He-
the. Besides, you know what? Again, there is a reason I asked you who do you think is gonna be defending Daredevil, because obviously I joked
uh,
that it should be Annalise Keaton because she's the only one who could get him free. But uh, somebody
I think it
on
should
my
be She
Threads
Hulk.
account,
I think it should.
yes.
And
And can you imagine the
yeah,
mess?
I don't
I want to
mean
see that.
yeah, I don't mean Jennifer Walters. I mean literally, it should be She Hulk. Like,
Yeah, and I bet he forgot to break up with her too.
well, they had a one night stand. Like, you know, it'd
He
be
met her family. It was
yeah,
not a
but
one night stand.
it was a one night stand, and like, but you know,
Yeah, he met her family. No, mm-mm.
they went and beat up bad guys together. I mean, that's a bond that's a different kind of it's a different kind of bond. But
Yeah, I
that's his
he
that's
forgot to
his
break up
that's
with her. He just
look
stopped. He just ghosted her. I
that's
bet that's what he does.
that's his West Coast shorty. That's like, you
And she
know,
probably.
when that's it don't work when he back
What
on
if
Eastern
he?
time.
What if now that everyone knows who he is, he goes to LA because you remember in the comics he went to San Francisco.
Hmm.
And what if he goes to LA and gets back together with her?
I mean, again, that's a Pacific time. That's a Pacific Standard Time relationship. He's on Eastern time right now, so you know he's got a what's you ever remember that song by Ludacris, area codes? He's got a different one in different area codes. Matt's
It's like I got a girl like here, right here. I got a
like
girl right there.
he's Matt if Matt were if he were a vacuum cleaner salesman from the 50s, he'd have like three families in three different cities. He's a
We can be sure that that's not the case.
I mean, it's okay.
He did meet She-Hulk's family.
It's true, and like I hope he forgot. I hope he
For all
scrubbed.
we know, he's married to her
I hope he
already.
scrubbed that memory of seeing Scar out of it. Well, he actually was fortunate; he didn't get to see Scar, so good for him. He doesn't need. The rest of us have
He
to.
screwed up his entire life.
The rest of us have to deal with now our knowledge of how he looks. He's just like, I may be blind, but that's a stupid ass haircut, dog. Anyway, we talked a lot. Oh, this has been long. I like the season. I think it was good. Like,
I love the season.
I think
It's time for Karen to depart, though, and join Jean Grey
I
in
want
the,
I, I want her to go. I don't want her to go live on a farm upstate like other characters. I want her. I don't. This will be more topical. I don't want her to be like you know, what's the name of the horse from Animal Farm where he's not. They send him to the glue factory. I don't want that to happen to her. I want her
I
to.
actually, I actually
Boxer.
don't care if you
Yeah.
who.
That's the name of the horse is Boxer. I don't want
Oh,
Boxer to happen to her. If you remember from Animal Farm.
I don't.
Yeah, wait, you've read Animal Farm surely, right?
I have, but it
You
was
don't
a
remember.
while
They
ago.
remember he was the kind of the dumb but strong horse that's like, well, if the pigs say that, you know, it's for the farm. And then eventually he gets too old to do anything and they sell him to a to the glue factory. But they tell everybody he went to live on like a nice farm. Yeah.
Well, if they tell me that Karen went to live on a nice farm in Ohio, I would not mind that.
She's not on a nice
I
farm in
don't care
Ohio.
what happens
She's
to.
baried in a cornfield somewhere. Uh,
I don't care.
oh shit. No, this
Oh,
is
and Fisk is on an island. I forgot to
yeah,
mention that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he landed on the Lost Island. That's why he was looking like he's just looking out at the ocean.
Lost and
Yeah,
confused.
yeah. Evangeline Lilly's gonna walk over that next sand dune. Um, no, it's a good season. I think it's better than the first season. Um,
It's
I
great.
I think it's people were just like, "Where's the action?" I'm like, "Motherfuckers, You can't make all
And a lot
action
of
all the
action,
time.
and they,
Yeah, there's a
yeah,
ton of it, and they advance the story. A lot of characters get their stories move forward. Um, the MCU gets to kind of grapple with some real world political shit for a change, and like it's they actually have something decent to say. Even though I will criticize them over this, I don't love propaganda, and there was more than a little of it in here. I don't love that. This whole good cops versus bad cops thing is we need to get rid of that stupid ass conversation because every one of those so-called good cops on there knowingly worked with all of those bad cops and they didn't do everything in their power to get rid of them. They ended up having to there's a thing. They had to get together a gang of old school cops to protect Matt and everything like that because there was a gang of bad cops. They knew that. That's the whole good cop bad cop thing. This propaganda in here is ridiculous. It's there's we got to stop that. But they won't because, Hollywood. Hollywood loves the whole idea that actually the system is fine. It's just the people within it that are running it that are bad. Get out of here. This all the problems that Fisk brought to the table pre-existed him. He just took advantage of the situation, which again is a topical political commentary that is relevant to shit that's going on in the real world. And I love that actually the MCU will take the time to tackle that. I just wish they had like better wish they had some better like not solutions but better things to say about it, I suppose. But it was good though. I liked it. I like the season. I'm looking forward to season 3.
yes,
So we belabored that point a lot, but it was the season finale, so it's fine. But anyway, that's everything that we had to say this week. What did you guys think about Daredevil, The Boys, all of the news we were talking about? What do you think about what we had to say? Did you love it, hate it? You want to show some love, troll us, whatever the case may be? You know what to do. Get down there to the comment section and leave your thoughts there. And of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, blurred_force1 on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And while you're going there to, show us some love, show us some love here on YouTube. Get down there, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. All that good stuff helps to grow the channel, helps more people to see this podcast and all of the other things we do on Blurred Force 1. And of course, I couldn't do this by myself. I needed my good friend Polly to, she's trying so hard to convince me that Heather Graham is not Heather Graham. Heather Glenn is Heather Graham is
Heather is
delightful.
amazing.
Heather Graham is delightful. Heather Glenn is woof. But she's working to convince me to come to the dark side. We'll see.
No, no, no. I'm just, it's just she's a great character.
she
Nobody's gonna
no
argue that.
she no she is. I'm being
Yeah.
ultimately facetious, but she is.
I just want people to stop saying that they hate her because they absolutely love her uh, because she's gonna make Matt's life a living hell, and I love that because it's gonna yield. Imagine the guilt he's gonna have. I hope he does
I
because
can't wait.
that's kind of the whole point of Heather Glenn. She's somebody Matt couldn't save, but somebody she who died because of him in many
Oh,
ways.
she dies. Okay, now I'm already liking her better.
No, in the
Anyway,
comics, I mean.
yeah. So, where can they reach you on social media?
On core_mixed, on Threads, on Tumblr, on Instagram.
Yep, you guys go and show some love there, and just let her know how you feel about Reed Richards. That's a
Yeah,
great.
and Heather Glenn.
Yeah, I mean, either one of them. You can even let her know how much you love Matt and Karen together. I think that's a fruitful topic of discussion. Like, are they the one true pairing for Daredevil? Who knows? Anyway, this bit episode 229 of the Supercast. Thanks for joining us. Come back next week. We got a lot to talk about. Punisher, One Last Kill next week. And we got the new episode of The Boys to review, and of course, all of the other news. So until then, I've been Mo, your comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by my good friend Polly, and we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace. Oops, what is going on here?